Here are 50 key points on the matter of Trump being required to rehire fired employees. 1. Recent court rulings have mandated that the Trump administration must rehire thousands of probationary federal employees who were fired as part of an effort to downsize the government. 2. These rulings have significant implications for the administration's broader efforts to reduce the federal workforce. 3. The firings were part of a broader initiative by the Trump administration to streamline government operations. 4. However, judges have found that these terminations were often unlawful and did not follow proper procedures. 5. In California, Judge William Alsup issued a ruling that affected several federal departments, including Treasury, Veterans Affairs, and Agriculture. 6. Judge Alsup's decision was based on the finding that the terminations were arbitrary and did not comply with statutory requirements. 7. The ruling ordered the immediate reinstatement of the fired workers, which has been a major victory for employee unions. 8. In Maryland, Judge James Bradar also issued a ruling that impacted multiple federal agencies, including the Departments of Veterans Affairs and Energy. 9. Judge Bradar's decision emphasized the need for proper notice and procedural compliance in mass layoffs. 10. The Trump administration has faced criticism for its handling of federal personnel matters. 11. Critics argue that the mass firings were politically motivated and aimed at weakening certain government functions. 12. Employee unions have welcomed the court decisions, seeing them as a vindication of workers' rights. 13. The rulings have also highlighted the importance of judicial oversight in ensuring that executive actions comply with the law. 14. Despite these setbacks, the Trump administration remains committed to reducing the size of the federal government. 15. However, it must now do so within the bounds of existing laws and regulations. 16. The reinstatement process is expected to be complex, involving thousands of employees across different departments. 17. Affected employees have expressed relief and gratitude at the prospect of returning to work. 18. Many have faced significant financial hardship during their time without employment. 19. The court decisions have also raised questions about the role of the Office of Personnel Management, OPM, in facilitating these terminations. 20. OPM has been criticized for its role in directing the mass firings without adequate oversight. 21. The Trump administration has argued that the rulings are an overreach of judicial power. 22. However, legal experts argue that the courts are simply ensuring that executive actions are lawful. 23. The issue has sparked a broader debate about the balance of power between the executive branch and the judiciary. 24. Employee unions are urging the administration to comply fully with the court orders. 25. They argue that anything less would undermine trust in government institutions. 26. The reinstatement process is expected to take several months to complete. 27. It will involve not only rehiring employees but also restoring their benefits and seniority. 28. The financial implications of these rulings are significant, as the government will need to cover back pay and other costs. 29. Despite these challenges, many see the rulings as a necessary correction to ensure fairness and legality in government actions. 30. The Trump administration has faced numerous legal challenges to its policies, with this being one of the most significant. 31. The rulings reflect a growing trend of judicial intervention in executive decisions. 32. This trend highlights the importance of checks and balances in the U.S. system of government. 33. Critics of the Trump administration argue that these rulings demonstrate a lack of respect for legal processes. 34. Supporters, however, see the administration's efforts as necessary reforms to streamline government operations. 35. The issue has become highly politicized, with both sides presenting differing interpretations of the law. 36. The courts have consistently emphasized the need for adherence to statutory procedures in personnel matters. 37. The Trump administration has vowed to appeal these decisions, arguing that they infringe on executive authority. 38. Legal experts predict that these appeals will face significant challenges in higher courts. 39. The rulings have set a precedent for future government actions, emphasizing the importance of procedural compliance. 40. Employee unions are closely monitoring the situation to ensure that the administration complies with the court orders. 41. The reinstatement of fired employees is seen as a major victory for labor rights in the federal sector. 42. It underscores the role of the judiciary in protecting workers from arbitrary actions. 43. The financial burden of reinstating employees will be substantial, but many argue it is necessary to correct past injustices. 44. The Trump administration's efforts to reduce the federal workforce have been controversial from the start. 45. Critics argue that these efforts have been driven by ideology rather than efficiency or cost savings. 46. The court decisions have provided relief to thousands of families affected by the firings. 47. Many employees have expressed gratitude for the judicial system's role in restoring their jobs. 48. The situation highlights the ongoing tension between the executive branch and the judiciary over issues of authority and oversight. 49. Ultimately, the rulings demonstrate that even the executive branch must operate within the bounds of the law. 50. As the Trump administration navigates these legal challenges, it must balance its policy goals with the need to comply with judicial decisions.